Hi guys, and welcome to TechteamGB. This is I think the fourth video technically in this series where we're basically building a PC into the table. And if you haven't seen the last video, I basically planned out all the parts, sort of marked out where I'm going to be cutting and actually the first cut on the board, and also all the tools that I'm going to be using and stuff like the specific placement of the hard drives and power supply and the false floor that I'm going to be doing. So if you haven't seen that, go check that one out. And yeah. Otherwise, this video is going to be actually cutting into the table. We're going to be cutting the pieces of wood, which, by the way, I actually have way more wood than this. There's another sheet that's bigger than this one in the other room, and then there's another board as well. So that could be interesting, but yeah, we're going to be doing that in this video, and then the next one will be showing actually putting all the parts into it, and then I think the final one will just be benchmark results, showing off the build once it's finished and that sort of thing. So yeah, let's get on with it. So far we have constructed the main base plate and we've now cut out the table. This was a real pain and actually ended up technically messing up on this corner here. Now technically I wanted to have basically that sort of cut out here so that I could be able to lift the glass whenever I wanted to, but because I ended up messing up here, I sort of cleaned this hole up. I still need to sand everything down. Wow, I still need to clean up this sort of thing. As you can see, the line isn't perfectly straight there. But I was just planning out the stuff for the power supply hole. Cutting has become a little bit of a pain, and I really don't like doing it that much. But basically, I've positioned the power supply. I'm not really going to screw it in as such. I'm going to basically put these sort of little stops here on the corner, and then also it's going to be across the side there. And I'm just going to cut out a hole for the table itself. To be able to come through, and also the power switch. I've also had it positioned under the desk, and it's perfectly placed. I'm really happy with its placement. But yeah, it's been a bit of a tedious and annoying day, especially because the Chinesium that they used to make the base plate on the McAllister jigsaw there. Sorry, wood chips in my mouth. The actual steel is basically bending when I try and go along straight, so that you get vibrations and it's even harder to keep it straight. So that's a pain. It's kind of something I kind of expected. It's something that I've experienced before, so it's not the end of the world. And the end result so far is decent. I'm just a little bit annoyed with how long it's taken so far. I really should have expected it, but this is almost sorted in terms of cutting stuff. I've still got to do the false floor. The stands at the false floor will sit on, a couple of mount kind of just tiny pieces for the hard drive to sit on top of, and I need to kind of work out how to attach the motherboard properly. But other than that, it's yeah, it's alright. I need to obviously attach this and the sides to the table as well, which could be interesting, and I'll probably end up doing that tomorrow night now, same as away. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So at this point I've basically cut out all the sides, installed the false floor, and started planning and mapping out where the rear I/O holes and all that sort of stuff needed to go. Now I've cut out these sort of sections, but obviously they need fine tuning because of the way that the motherboard is going to sit in, and personally, now that it's kind of all done and that sort of thing, I would personally recommend, if you're doing this in the future, to buy a case and basically just cut out the bits that you don't need from the case and then install that instead of trying to make your own, unless you're actually, you actually have any sort of skill in woodworking or anything, because personally I obviously don't. There's a few adjustments that I will need to make in the future and that sort of thing, but yeah, this is me attaching the hard drive mount, finishing off some sanding to be able to actually fit the graphics card and motherboard I/O in and that sort of thing, and then reinstalling the false floor so that it's pretty much ready to go. And this, for all intents and purposes, with a few minor alterations probably in the future, this is roughly what the box looks like. It's, as I said, definitely not perfect, and it's very much my way of, going for, when I say DIY, I really do mean it, and I'm very much not a professional in any standard for this, but yeah, that's what it looks like. To install the glass, I'm basically putting in a large amount of screws. I think I did about 7 to 9 per side, just to make sure that the actual glass sort of sits evenly around the edge. I would have done wood, but again, I'm really not skilled enough to be able to cut out strips that are decent enough for this, but yeah, it seemed to fit just fine. In fact, actually, it fits pretty much perfectly, at least on one dimension, so that's good, and it sits quite nicely as well, so that's pretty awesome. Otherwise, yeah, there's just a real lot of cleaning to do. So the box is now properly finished. There are a few adjustments I need to make that you'll see in the next video, and also we still need to paint it, attach it to the table, install all the hardware and all that sort of stuff, so that will all be coming next Friday, where you'll be able to check all that stuff out. There are some interesting design considerations that I should have had, and if you want to try and work those out and point them out in the comments down below, then feel free to. I actually have a Kingston HyperX Cloud Stinger headset to give away. So besides the usual kind of Gleam click to enter type thing, give me a few ideas in the comments down below of what could be an interesting way to have and run a competition, and once that's kind of done, I will yeah, do a giveaway in some hopefully interesting way other than just the usual kind of Gleam stuff. Yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying the project so far. We've got interesting videos coming out, obviously, all Monday, Wednesday, and obviously the project next Friday as well, so do stick around for that. Feel free to subscribe for more of the project stuff. Make sure you turn on notifications as well. Some people say that they get notifications and some people say they don't, so make sure you click the little bell next to the subscribe button and check that one. And yeah, other than that, feel free to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well for more updates and pictures and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video.